Hello, everybody. It's James again. Here we are, once again, traversing through St. Louis City. Sorry I can't talk today. I got my tongue twisted. Happens a lot when you are missing some teeth there, unfortunately. Which I'm sure y'all have noticed. No, we'll get into that later on another day as to why, unfortunately, my teeth have been missing since I was 18 years old. So, I don't know if y'all have paid attention to this or noticed this here in St. Louis. Because the majority of my videos are focused at St. Louis. Yet the issues that I speak of from St. Louis, they radiate across the nation and across the world, okay? It ain't just here, all right? Have any of y'all been paying attention to what they're doing to the streets around here? Have y'all noticed that they are taking streets that are this wide for traffic to go by, which already gets backed up during certain times of the day, multiple times of the day? Now they are making them streets this big. Why? Why are you narrowing down the busiest city streets that are in St. Louis that are already super congested? Now you want to make them smaller. Why is that? I want you all to do something. You're going to learn about a lot of terms on this here page during these here videos. I want you to look up the term 15-minute city. Okay? They do this in other areas around the globe. We'll get into the mindset of why they start in certain areas with certain things around the globe on a later video. So they're starting this 15-minute city. They're turning St. Louis into that, all right? Now that you may or may not have kind of sort of realized what a 15-minute city is after that brief Google search, now I want you to ask the all-wise and powerful knowing Google machine, why are they turning St. Louis into a 15-minute city? I did this the other day. It starts off by saying, no, we are not turning St. Louis into a 15-minute city. But then proceeds to explain all these different reasons as to why they are turning St. Louis into a 15-minute city. I keep having conversations with people all over the place about just how life is in general. What their expectations are out of life, what their beliefs are, where they come from, how long has their family been rooted, what caused them to move if they had moved. Just generally getting to know these people that are our own community, all right? Because the communityness and the unityness has been dissolved and almost completely flushed away from the way things used to be growing up, all right? Back in the 80s and 90s, man, you knew everybody on your block. The kids played outside and rode bikes and broke windows and did stupid shit that kids do every single day, all day long. Until when? Ooh, we all know this one. Until when were we out literally running the streets by ourselves? until the streetlights came on. And if you weren't home by the streetlights coming on, ooh, boy, did you get it. Oh, yeah. Mom was not happy. And if you, oh, boy, if you had to speak to Dad, you knew you were going to get it. There was no if, ands, whats, buts about it, as Dad used to say. You knew you were going to get it. And you know, that type of training over the years was frowned upon. The whole family structure, for some reason, was dissolved and frowned upon and rewarded by, the certain powers that be for these women and men to do so, to dissolve the family stronghold that builds strong individuals. Okay? Strong, family-minded, family-oriented, unity, community-oriented adults. These videos, we're just talking about random things that everybody deals with every day in life. All right? That's why this page is called Anything and Everything. Because we literally talk about and learn about anything and everything. There is no biases here. You know what I mean? We don't care what you are, what you do, as long as you keep that shit to yourself and you ain't shoving it down everybody's motherfucking throat. Alright? And what's been going on out here as of late, shit's insane, bro. And I think a lot of it boils back down to, as a lot of us do think, boils back down to that broken household. The broken household it doesn't produce anything good. We can see that. You can look from the north to the south to the east to the west, and you see hundreds and thousands of broken children that turn into and grow into broken adults. Broken adults have feeble mentalities most of the time and are very easily manipulated. Shit, even strong, solid-minded people are easily manipulated a lot of times. Again, these videos can go on and on and on and talking about real stuff, just things for you to think about, like the 15-minute city. The 15-minute city may seem like it's nothing to worry about. Right. That's just a small part of the bigger plan. Research what a 15-minute city is, people. Open your eyeballs and pay attention to what's going on around you. Everywhere. Because it's right in front of your face, whether you realize it or not. Also, pay attention to the people in your communities. Start talking to them again. Bring them back home. Bring them back to the light of the Creator. Jesus, the man. The one and only king that we have. The one and only ruler that we have. Alright? The people behind the gavel, they may be able to point fingers and say yes and no. Mostly no, but they're not actually the ones that rule anything. Keep that in mind. Help your neighbor. Help your family. money is not everything out here. No. Money is actually nothing out here. We only need money because they say that we do. Think about that. Love y'all. Peace.